I'm the bad guy. I'm the, I'm the, I'm the bad.
Welcome to Across the Great Iron. This is me, Eddie, and today I am solo. Matt cannot be with us today, but he sends his warmest regards to all of you there. And before I go anywhere, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you celebrating the Christmas. Right, so I thought today, what could I do to bring some content to you? And I thought to myself, we've been talking about the MVP for quite a while now, about who's potentially going to win it, and all of that. I thought, you know what? Let me have, a look into this. Let's talk about what if, Josh Allen becomes the 2024 MVP. Um, and I wanted to get into that. So really hyped about that as well. So guys, you know, it is the biggest question, right now in the NFL. Who is going to be the MVP? A lot of people have it locked down on a player. Some people, there is Cam Lamar, quite definitely. There is also Cam Josh Allen. And there are some camps that believe that it should be Saquon Barkley if you're the Eagle. Um, if you're the persuasion of the Eagles. But I want to look at a couple of things, right? I want to look at a couple of things. I'm not a Bills fan, as you all know. I'm a Cowboys fan as well, but I've got to do my job and be optimistic. Looking through the season, who exactly deserves to be MVP. And guys, I'm already salty about last season. So when Jack Prescott did not win it. But look, let's make the case for Josh Allen as MVP. Let's talk numbers, right? Josh Allen is having a monster season. He is. Over 3,300 passing yards in 14 games, an average of 242 yards per game. He's got 25 passing touchdowns with just 5 interceptions, 11 rushing touchdowns, and a passer rating of 103.5. That is good. That is good. And I know what you're going to say. I said he's having a monster season, but the numbers don't actually look like that. But this is one time when I'm using monster and not actually talking about the stats. I'm talking about what you see, on the football field, week in, out. This dude literally becomes Superman when, excuse me, he becomes Superman when he's on that pitch. It's Hall of Fame highlight reel material. Sometimes he plays like he's in a video game. Um, he does have the most rushing touchdown for a quarterback this season. And hey, I don't want to hear anyone talking about, Jalen Hurts right now because his touchdowns are 2 inches, every single time. So let's not do that. But he is putting, MVP numbers, while throwing into very, very difficult, wins. If you've ever been to, that side, of the world where the Bills play, it is freezing. And he's making magic in the snow globe. The other thing for me about Josh Allen is the clutch factor, right? He leads the league in fourth quarter comebacks this season. That game against the Lions, for example, 6 total touchdowns, including 3 on the ground. He didn't just win the game; he willed the Bills to victory. This is what's really separating Josh Allen, right now, this season. And he has been consistent, right? He's been consistent, right? I mean, Hurts is efficient, but listen, he doesn't light up the scoreboard like Allen. Let's be clear. And I think, you probably know my view about Jalen Hurts, but I don't think anyone goes to watch, the Eagles and thinks, I want to see Jalen Hurts. I think people watch the Eagles and like, what is Saquon Barkley going to do? And I think that's important. You watch the Bills right now and you're thinking to yourself, what is Josh Allen going to do? Josh Allen is the show. When the lights are brightest, he delivers. He's already beaten the Chiefs this season. He's beaten the Lions as well. These are all very, very elite teams. And he's doing MVP stuff. Okay. Right. So this is the case for Josh Allen. But let's look at the other people, who are potentially challenging him, for this position. You've got Lamar, right? Lamar, his records will show that he's not getting the exact kind of season that Josh Allen is having. But you also have Derrick Henry in the backfield, for Lamar. And for me, I think that sort of neutralizes Lamar's MVP case, not because he's not good. He's won it already in the past, and he's won a unanimous MVP, which is very, very hard to do. But I think that when you have a monster, that might be the word of the day, monster. If we have got a monster in the backfield like Derrick Henry, I think it takes the shine, a little bit, away. And listen, I keep saying this, when I talk about the Ravens, and I say they haven't embraced their identity, and they have to embrace their identity. They're a running team that sometimes throw the ball. And every now and then you see them trying to throw the ball so hard, to try and make sure that Lamar gets the MVP. And I think for me, that actually, goes against Lamar Jackson. So for me, I think that weakens his case. The other player, I know people have talked about Jared Goff. I feel like the Lions, as good as they are, I don't know whether they are cotton candy or they're actually the real thing, right? I don't know. I think that defeat to the Bills and the way that they lost to the Bills, I know it was a high scoring game, but that gave me concerns about the defense. So the Lions are pretty good. Let's not mince words about it. But I don't know if Jared Goff is the reason why the Lions are very good. I think I've got questions in my head, whether Jared Goff is the reason why the Lions are good. Now, the only other person, who potentially, could be going for that MVP card is Saquon Barkley. And listen, right, as a Cowboys fan, it doesn't give me any pleasure to heap any praise on an Eagles player. But I feel like Saquon Barkley is slightly different, only because he came from the Giants to the Eagles. So I don't know if he's really an Eagle player like that, if you get my drift. But I think you cannot deny, how awesome Saquon Barkley has been this season. I think he's shown highlight out of highlight reels every single game. I know last weekend is not the greatest, show. It's not the greatest case for him. But I think you only need to look through the season and you realize, what an impact that Saquon Barkley has been. So, but for me, these are the challenges, right? These are the challenges, for Josh Allen in terms of winning that MVP. Now, guys, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to, think about the Bills in the context of the Bills and what does that impact mean of Josh Allen if he wins the MVP, right? What does it mean for the Bills? What does it mean for Josh Allen's legacy? I think if Allen wins MVP, I think the city might rename Niagara Falls to Josh Allen Falls. I think it's that big, right? For the Bills, it solidifies them as perennial contenders, right? I think that, with Patrick Mahomes in the league, you're always looking at everyone from the shadow of Patrick Mahomes. And I think MVPs elevates players, they elevate franchises. Buffalo becomes a destination place for free agents. I mean, if you're a free agent in the NFL, you'd be thinking to yourself, do I want to go and play, where Allen is going to be throwing to me, especially from a wide receiver? It puts him in a conversation, of all-time greats? I think so, because can he win the big one argument starts to disappear. I believe he does. I know that people are talking about that about Lamar Jackson, but I think being an MVP, I think will solidify you know Josh Allen in the eyes of a lot of people. Now, in terms of the league, I think Josh Allen winning it, I think just goes to solidify that, dual threat quarterback as a standard and not exception. Lamar Jackson has won that. Uh, I think a lot of people look at Lamar as an exception to the rule. The way that he won it, the last couple of times, I think that for me, it's like when Steph Curry changed basketball with a three-point shot. I think Josh Allen will really solidify the MVP, a dual threat quarterbacks in terms of MVP. And guys, listen, let me know your thoughts, as I'm thinking about this and I'm talking to you guys about Josh Allen. What do you think, about Josh Allen winning the MVP? Is this a big deal for Josh Allen and also for the Bills? Because I think that, while Mahomes is in the league, I think it's always very difficult to look beyond Mahomes, even when he's not playing very well in terms of the season, like this season. But you can't deny what the Chiefs are. The Chiefs are the problem. They are the problem. And if Josh Allen beats Mahomes when it actually matters, in the playoffs, I think it just completely solidifies him as now the second best quarterback in the league. I know everyone is fighting for second place, but that's just the that's just the nature of it right now. We're all fighting for second place. When it comes to the NFL, who's the best quarterback, as long as that guy in Kansas City Chief is still there. Now, listen, I feel strongly about Josh Allen winning it. And if he doesn't, if he doesn't win the MVP, I will eat a plate of the spiciest wings in Buffalo. um, I'll go find it. I don't know where I'm gonna find it, but I'll go find it and I'll eat it on the show. Because I think for me, he is the MVP. And listen, if you think that that's wrong, if you think that he's not, then you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. But guys, let me also hear what you guys think. Right, drop your takes in the comments. I always shout out the best ones next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for more across the gridiron content as well. I'm going to be looking to preview the games, and I've been thinking, how best to do this. So, because we know we've got a couple of games on Christmas Day as well, and the rest of the week. So, I'm gonna post some content there about this, and we'll see how that goes. But guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and thank you for continuing to help build this community. We're over 14,000 subscribers right now, and I really, really appreciate all of you for continuing to watch this. But whatever you do, have a good Christmas. I'll see you in the next one.
I'm the bad.